Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, everyone is well. Hopefully, everyone is having a great day. And of course, we are here to discuss yet again another Liverpool news episode. Of course, big news, some would say. If you believe the rumours today, and of course, we'll talk all a bit about it. Of course, obviously, the main two topics that we're going to be discussing tonight, of course, is Fabio Carvalho. Of course, big news breaking about an hour ago concerning, of course, Fabio Carvalho and a potential club that could be interested in signing, of course, the Portuguese international from Liverpool. And also, of course, if rumours are to be believed, Liverpool are advancing in talks to sign Mamardashvili. Now, again, I do humbly apologise for any pronunciation mishaps that I do say, but yes, of course, obviously, we did see him at the Euros have a really, really good tournament. Again, absolutely, probably the goalkeeper of the tournament, you would say, and I think many other people would agree. But again, got linked again to Liverpool today, which again we'll discuss all about that as well with Mamardashvili. But again, one of those out there. I would say I don't think it's a it's very much an out there rumor, and of course transfer rumors at the moment are pretty much out there when it comes to Liverpool as well. Anyway, but yeah, Georgia was on my mind. To be fair, it very much was so. Is it Monday? Is that what did I say Tuesday? I thought I said Tuesday, but yeah, no man. Hopefully, everyone's had a good Monday. Either way, anyway, but signing your best player unlucky. Are you really, Anthony? I'd be very surprised about that, of course. Anyway, but again, let us know how all of you are. Big up Cal as well. If you're doing well, mate. Saying found out Sutton are on the zone. Oh, there we go. That's good, Cal, as well. But yeah, I thought I said Tuesday. Again, you can tell with my headspace as well. But big up Rye as well. And yes, Georgia had a fantastic tournament, didn't they? At the Euros again, and Mamardashvili was at the head of that, of course, alongside Kvaratskhelia, and of course many others in that team as well. Anyway, but I'm stuck in your. Are you really? Why are you in my airport as well? But big up Ant as well. Anyway, which of course we'll discuss. Of course, Fabio Carvalho. That's going to be, of course, the thing we're going to talk about to begin with for the episode anyway. And of course, like yesterday, we did bring you the news that, of course, Fabio Carvalho, Liverpool had rejected a bid for him from Southampton. Of course, Liverpool unwilling to sanction another loan plus payment bids that will need it to be obviously significantly higher than, of course, what Southampton did offer yesterday. Well, today, according to Fabrizio Romano, Leicester City have entered the race for Fabio Carvalho as talks start for former Fulham player. Southampton had a bid rejected by Liverpool last week as well. So big news in that case as well. Of course, as well, Lewis Steele as well, also adding to this, saying, of course, a story from 10 days ago or so, that Fabio Carvalho fighting for a place in Arne Slot's plans, amid, of course, interest likes of Southampton, Leicester, Fulham, plus loads on the continent as well. And, of course, he'll sit down with, of course, Arne Slot and Richard Hughes this week after a £15 million bid from the Saints turned down as well. So, again, look, the Fabio Carvalho stuff for me, it's an interesting one because he has performed really, really good in pre-season. Ant will probably say again he's our best player in that sense as well. But it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because look, he has been really, really good on pre-season. He's very, very much developed, very good in Arne Slot's system. But I think all of us at the start of the transfer window, I think all of us predicted he would leave the football club. And again, that whole sense around it being first team football. And again, I said it last night, once everyone is back at Liverpool, does he realistically see himself in this team or anywhere near it? And I think, when we spoke about on the left and certainly through the middle, he's probably third or fourth choice in both areas for Liverpool once everyone's back. Of course, Fabio Carvalho on the left, you're going to be behind Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, for example. And in the number 10 position, you're most likely going to be behind a Dominic Szoboszlai and a Harvey Elliott. And those players in particular, again, they are the top of Liverpool's list in terms of players, week in, week out. And again, it's hard to break into this team, but what we have seen of him so far in pre-season, again, has been really, really impressive. But now, if a serious bid come in, like I said on Twitter, for me, 25-30 million pounds, I would expect that to be the point where Liverpool go, okay, maybe we might accept that again we're going to sell him on, and maybe look then to reinvest elsewhere in that sense as well. But I think it's an interesting one as well. I know plenty of people have different thoughts and different opinions on it. I know people want him to stay. I know, of course, some people want him to want him to potentially again stay or leave. And for me, I'm very much on the fence of if he stays, I'm all fine with that. But again, if he does go, then once again, it'd be a shame that it didn't work out for him at Liverpool. But it's also that sense of, again, I can understand why Liverpool and of course Fabio Carvalho are getting this deal over the line as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts as well. Doug saying only 23. I think you mean that for, of course, Mama for the goalkeeper as well. But Talia Albin, does this mean Keller is off? Who knows? Of course, we'll read the article piece in a moment. And again, it might mean that he's off, but as of things right now, I don't think so. Again, there's nothing. Again, I'll speak about that in a minute anyway. But what's Ant saying? Leicester source is saying we are willing to go up to 25 million. I think that's pretty much the price tag you're looking for. I'd be surprised if it was more, if I'm being honest with you. But again, Leicester coming into this deal, and obviously Romano, saying again Leicester going to come in for Fabio Carvalho, must surely mean that they are not close, but they understand everything around the deal. And of course, with Liverpool now being fully back from the USA tour, you expect, of course, incomings and outgoings to happen very, very quickly for Liverpool. Because again, we've barely sold anyone, if not anyone, off the top of my mind. Look, it's all been loans so far in this summer. And I do think 25-30 million. I think more on the 30 million side of things, though, considering when you look at the market, you look at certain players in particular going for 30 million pounds. Fabio Carvalho is around that bracket. Again, I would be surprised if he went for significantly less, but again, it's the transfer window. Who bloody knows at this point anyway? But he's not going anywhere, says Calm as well. Sell him already, says Gary. I think do you mean again Leicester is the likelihood at the minute, but he's crap unless he comes to Leicester. Then he's world class. So he'll make you world class. It's just depending whether or not you'll stay up. That's the other problem as well. But Leicester have got points deduction. They're going back to the Championship. Anthony, it's -4. We will be fine, but maybe not. You never know, do you? But Rob Tanner has said that we have other options and will walk away if it is not at our price. Taravan. No, look, the clubs at the minute that are linked with Carvalho, as far as we know at the minute, are Leicester, Southampton, and Fulham. But the Fulham one, I think that's more on a on an old term situation, because again they've just signed Smith Rowe. It doesn't look like in that number 10 position they're very much stacked. I think they've got Pereira, haven't they, from the Brazilian player. They've got now Smith Rowe. They've got plenty of people in that position, unless of course they're trying to stock up in that one particular area, which I don't think they're trying to. Again, I'd be very surprised if Fulham were very strong in it. But again, Russell Martin, I think he spoke about it, didn't he? A couple of days ago, saying that again they were going to come back in. For Fabio Carvalho, they were going to improve that £50 million bid, which, again, you would think, like judging from the reports, Liverpool, again, not going to accept anything less than £25 million, which, I think is reasonable. I think it's understandable. And look, I think, to be fair, look, that's the right, that's the right price tag, on the transfer market at the moment as well. But if anything, I still think he might stay at Liverpool. I do think that, again, Liverpool won't stand in his way in terms of first team opportunities. Again, I think that's the case with every Liverpool player at the moment as well. So again, it could very much depend on certain situations, and it could be a domino effect in the transfer market again. But I would, if I was to put money on it right now, I think Carvalho would stay at the moment, because I don't think either Southampton or Leicester are going to get up to the valuation of Carvalho. That's just my opinion. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Watch David Ornstein now tweet in the morning that Southampton or Leicester have a deal agreed for Fabio Carvalho as well. Anyway, but I've only seen Fulham accounts saying about him. Yeah, again, Fulham loved him, and of course we took him back. What was it, 2 summers ago now? Again, it hasn't really worked out for him. Under Jurgen Klopp, Jurgen didn't. I think very much it was. So again, Fabio Carvalho was a Julian Ward signing, and of course data wise, and of course what Liverpool I think wanted to do, or the data team wanted to, it made a lot of sense, for Liverpool to go after Fabio Carvalho, because again he looked a promising player, didn't he? And the Carvalho that we've seen at Fulham in that season, behind Mitrovic, I think, again, if that was last summer, I think Liverpool would try and sign that particular player in particular. And I do believe that. But for some reason, just hasn't worked out at Liverpool. Again, pre-season, he's looked amazing. But again, Andre Voronin looked amazing in pre-season. So you can't really base things on that. But again, if Liverpool get the right type of deal, again, I would think he would leave. If Liverpool got, if other teams got up to the valuation in that sense. But again, unless they're going to go and spend 25-30 million on a Fabio Carvalho, no. Are Southampton going to do it? No. I'd be surprised. Anyway, but let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments anyway. But and they've got Smith Rowe at left wing and AM as well, and it will be they have loads there. Yeah, be surprised if they definitely if they come back in anyway. But it was the same for Elliott. He got a 2-year contract at Blackburn on loan. Don't panic as well. I think he's gone. If it's going to be a transfer at the club, it's a permanent one, I would say, Cal. But Hughes and Edwards need to pull their finger out. There's plenty of time, Gary. There's plenty of time for us to definitely, sign the 1 or 2 signings we're going to make this summer anyway. But we will spend 25 million, no more. For an extra 5 on that, you can guarantee then. Fabio Carvalho. I think what is interesting though on him is the fact that, again, Leicester wanted him in January, as far as the Liverpool reporters were saying. Again, Leicester wanted him. Southampton wanted him. I think there was another team in the Championship as well also wanted him. And he ended up going to Hull. And that's a little bit of a weird one when you actually consider all the teams that were being linked were at the top of the Championship. But I think, of course, the main important thing was getting in first team football. And Ant can answer this question as well if he's still here. But is Carvalho going to walk into Leicester's team? No, I know that obviously Leicester, they've lost Dewsbury Hall. I don't know if you've replaced him yet, Ant. But would he walk straight into Leicester's team? Would he walk? By the sounds of it, he'll walk straight into, or at least be a significant player for Southampton if he was to join the club. And I'd be very intrigued to see whether or not, again, he would walk into Leicester's team, because quality levels, sure, the quality is there from him, but I think everyone will suggest as well he's very much, in terms of maybe attitude, there's something there that, again, certain people don't like. Because I think what was interesting, and I think himself, and I think Arne Slot did deal with that very, very well, in terms of I think Fabio Carvalho did that interview, didn't he, where he sees himself as a 10, but Arne Slot thinks of him as a winger. Same to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp didn't really use him in a 10. I think used him on the left, and I think maybe one time, I think it was away to Goodison Park, when he played a midfield. I remember it. He played a midfield three of Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, and Fabinho. Like, that season was horrific, because that was our midfield. I think for about 3 or 4 games. I think it was as well. So again, let me know, and in the comments. But Avengers Instinct, you say there's plenty of time, Con. There is, but why are things taking so long? And as days erase, we start to increasingly get frustrated. Yeah, no, I would agree. Like, again, there's no one else on this planet that wants signings more than me. Like, look, we get to cover them and so on, and talk about them, but it's also, we get to look at certain things. And again, we're hearing constantly, aren't we, that Richard Hughes is working very hard on signings, and it seems like Liverpool are going for elite signings. It doesn't sound like we're signing a random player from the Championship, for example. It sounds like Liverpool are looking at the top class of European football and going, okay, where is the opportunities that we can go on and sign. The big problem with that, though, as well, is you could easily be trapped. Like, look at, for example, like last year, Manchester United with Frankie de Jong. They constantly waited and waited and waited, and then look what happened. Frankie de Jong stayed at Barcelona. Man United then didn't have their 6 or their playmaker in that sense, and they failed then in that sense. And Liverpool could definitely do that as well, because the other information we've had is that, again, Liverpool are not afraid to wait for someone. And again, I think all of us would think that being a mistake, because, again, Liverpool didn't win the Premier League last year. It's not like from an 18-19 to a 19-20, when we only signed, what was it, Adrian and Seb Vandenberg in a summer window. Like, we can't afford to do that. We need to sign players. We need to improve. It's not like we're coming off a season where we've just finished on 97 points and, just come up short and won a Champions League. That's not the case. We need to get a move on in that sense, where Liverpool have to improve. And the key areas are blatant to see. Liverpool need a number 6 or a hybrid 6, however you want to put it in that way. Like, again, is that something where Liverpool are looking for a number 6 that isn't traditionally known as a 6, they're more known as an 8 potentially? That again, that's another option. But again, it's all this. We're all waiting, aren't we, for the big news, and hopefully the next week will be again the movement that Liverpool are hopefully starting to hurry up in that sense as well. But yeah, we're all waiting, and fingers crossed we do sign somebody as well. But he chose Hull because he wanted guaranteed game time. He wouldn't have got that due to obviously Dewsbury Hall. Now he will become. Now he will, because he's gone. Oh, so there you go then. Southampton will be better than Leicester this season, in my opinion. Be interesting, won't it? Again, I think they'll both be around the same spot. I'd be surprised if one was more than the other, and I would be really surprised by that. But if we're not getting a forward, don't let Fabio go. Anyway, true. Space for Anthony Gordon. No, I'm kidding. Like, I don't think Anthony Gordon's going to happen now. I'd be very, very surprised if it did. But a domino effect. City get punished. Rodri leaves to Real Madrid. Then Tchouaméni comes to Liverpool. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Or Rodri to Liverpool. That'd be sound. But yeah, no. Look, everyone's looking for a Rodri type player, aren't they? And look, at the minute, top DMs are rare out there. or they're mega expensive. That's the other problem. But what does elite mean for us? We're not signing Rodri, are we? We're not looking at that caliber of player. There aren't many in that bracket who is a top DM currently. Again, available on the market. It's a rare market, isn't it? Like, I think data-wise, it's an open book, isn't it? Because I think Liverpool would be happy to sign someone who's young and then can develop into the next best thing. I think that would be the dream for Liverpool, to have somebody who's going to be the best DM for the next 10 years. That would be the ultimate dream. But when you do actually look in the market, I would agree there isn't many options for the DM market. And I know, we've done plenty of videos. I think for this style of play, for how Liverpool look like they're going to play this season, again, I would like Adam Wharton from Palace. I think he's a very, very top player. But again, these types of players are going to cost you 90, 100 million pounds easily, because look, Palace are no pushover nowadays. Look, they've got money from, again, the sales of Elise, but they've also got their own season to look on in terms of, again, looking for that sense. But when you do look at elite players, that was last summer. You had Declan Rice, you had Moises Caicedo. I know we all wind up Moises Caicedo because, again, at the minute, him playing for Chelsea, he's been really bad. But yeah, I think Moises Caicedo. I even think Romeo Lavia. I think Romeo Lavia would have done really, really good in this system, and I do believe that. I think Romeo Lavia definitely would have been really, really good in the system for sure. But Steve Cooper, why is Steve Cooper in the chat? Oh, right, no, because Cal was asking who is Leicester's manager, and then yeah, Steve Cooper. Place him up. So again, I used to play DM when I played football, but no, absolutely not. I'm better coach now, or manager. No, absolutely not now. But Southampton will be really poor in my opinion. Russell Martin, very poor. Mance Brendan Rodgers, you'd know that, Antoine, as well anyway. But yeah, no. To be fair, I was still surprised when I was watching the Scottish Premiership that he's the manager of Celtic, because don't hear anything about it. Which I think is really surprising. But I think elite for us means someone who data says will be elite. Misleading, as Hughes love. True. Again, there's a kid from Monaco who last season played as a centre back. I can't think of his name, but data wise, he's very promising. But last season, I think the second half of last season, he played centre back because they were short. But he's more of a DM. No, it's not Fofana. Before anyone says, I can't remember the kid's name. But data wise, he looks very, very good. But he's I think he's around 19. Which again, is that someone that Liverpool want to go for? Who knows? But I think as of right now, again, I don't think Liverpool would do that. Decore, no. Do you know what? A year ago, screaming for Decore potentially, and Jurgen Klopp. Now, no. Decore would be worse than Endo in this style of play. I'm telling you, Venture, if Liverpool want anyone from Palace, it's Adam Wharton. Yeah, that would be the guy for Liverpool to go and potentially go and get, and look, it hopefully will be as well anyway. But big up Ricky as well. There will be Rick will be on the channel a couple of times throughout the season as well, going to sign a certain contract. So yeah, if you're looking forward to Ricky being on the channel, then look, you can again check out. Yeah, but it's not Fofana. Again, I'll remember his name tomorrow. But yeah, it's not Fofana. I think Fofana's going to. Has he already left for AC Milan? Chat, if anyone knows. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one anyway. But let's get talking then on the goalkeeper situation. Of course, you guys can see him right there. Of course, I had a fantastic tournament for Georgia in the of course Euros. Of course, Giorgi Mamardashvili. Again, apologies for any bad pronunciations. But yes, he has been linked to Liverpool today, of course, as you can see via the Anfield sector, saying that breaking Liverpool are advancing in talks to sign Mamardashvili. They want to sign him to future-proof Alisson's departure, who is expected to stay for at least one more season. And of course, that was coming from I think Satchis, is it? Again, second tier journalists, I think, on the radar. But it was also said as well by him, saying by that Liverpool are going after Giorgi Mamardashvili with a meeting between the clubs scheduled for this week to discuss it. Liverpool want to secure him in a deal worth 30 million euros and plans to loan him out until Alisson leaves the football club. Now, again, how do you take this, chat? Because for me, I thought seeing it this morning were a load of crap. And I did. Like, I'm not going to hide that fact. I very much laughed at it when I seen it. But the more and more I've had times to think about it, and the more and more times I've seen, you know, and looked at it properly, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but it's also a weird one because, look, we all know Keller wants to leave Liverpool, you know, plain and simple. But I think somebody asked early on, it might have been Gary, asking, you know, does this mean Keller is going? For me, it would say yes, and also no, because, you know, supposedly Liverpool will loan him out straight away. Now, under Edwards, we've seen this. You know, look with Naby Keita, for example, loaned out for a year, and then, of course, you know, finally then joined the year after, and we all know what happened there. Now, him joining for 30 million euros, you'd expect Liverpool are going to have him straight away. That's the problem with the article piece that I have with Mamardashvili is that it is the fact that once again it's looking like a nonsense story, and I would be surprised if this was going to happen. I'd be very surprised if we woke up tomorrow and it said that Liverpool are actually advancing. But one thing I would also say with this though as well is that nobody has come out and rejected it. And that's the other interesting thing. No Liverpool journal has come out and denied this. Nobody has said that this isn't true, which is a bit of a weird one. And again, we've got, you know, a look at, you know, between Alisson and, of course, Mamardashvili. Let me quickly get that up for you guys so you guys can see how close they actually are in terms of data. Now, again, obviously, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt because, again, one plays for Liverpool in the Premier League and one plays for against Valencia, of course, in La Liga. But when you actually look at that chat, let me quickly make that a bit bigger for you guys. When you actually look at the shot stopping, it's, you know, again, Alisson's below that, and we all know how good Alisson is in terms of shot stopping as well. Of course, obviously, defensive actions, aerial. Of course, Valencia will come up with it a lot more. Of course, passing not up there. I think even though his passing ability, I think is decent, but not great. But again, I think obviously the shot stopping, that's the key one in terms of Alisson. But again, I can't see Alisson leaving Liverpool as well. I know in that article piece, again, you know, and in that, you know, piece by here from the Anfield Talk, saying, you know, certainly, but that again, the plan is to wait until Alisson leaves. And even in, you know, the original piece, but there where it says they want to sign him to future-proof Alisson's departure, which he's expected to stay for at least one more season. Now, we know Ali's contract is out until 2027. Of course, Liverpool might want to look at extending that as well. For me, I just don't see it happening. I don't see Mamardashvili joining Liverpool on a personal level. I don't think he does join. I would be very, very surprised if this was to be the case, because look, we've got top goalkeepers at the club in the minute. If Kelleher can have, you know, Kelleher may look at it and go, well, if Alisson's guaranteed to be leaving in a year's time, according to that report, you know, what stops him from leaving Liverpool? Because that is what Kelleher's the whole debate, of course, is Kelleher wants first team football. He wants to be able to, play for Liverpool. He wants first team football. He doesn't want to be stuck on the bench. Now, if Alisson's leaving, or they have the inkling that Alisson's going to leave in a year's time, why would you leave? There's no reason for you to leave because you're going to be the number one goalkeeper in a year's time. And for me, that's the thing that doesn't make sense. I think Alisson's going to stay here until he retires, or until Liverpool want him to retire. Personally, but if Ali has said like, look, I want to leave, maybe in a year or two's time, I don't think Liverpool would stand in his way, similar how they did with Jordan Henderson and Fabinho. But I just feel like, look, it's for me, I think it's a load of nonsense personally. But again, we could wake up tomorrow and it could be completely different. And Liverpool are about to sign, a goalkeeper, and also it's that other sense of as well where surely we're thinking about, a DM, a centre half, a right winger, and not a goalkeeper, unless Liverpool have inkling that, look, this is the guy that they want for the future, and someone else is going to buy him. Then they might go for him to do that. But I do think it's a nonsense story for me. I know again people will say that again it's not, but I just feel like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense we buy him for that much, then loan him out, and then again Alisson's going in a year's time. Like again, I just think that's a load of nonsense at the moment. But again, football, the transfer window is weird. Again, it could very well mean that he does that, all this happens, and then look, we all act like an idiot on show or on stream anyway. I should say, to be fair, but. Let me quickly go up. According to the transfer market, Endo is the 74th best DM in the world. Bloody hell. With them riots, saw a guy on Facebook. I don't know what you're on about, but Cal. I had to know Varela out of the two, but neither. I think there's better options out there, to be fair. Do we ever fear Alisson dropping off in form? No. Not again. Alisson's 31. Look, he still has 4 or 5 years at the top level. I can't. The thing is, Liverpool don't want a Pepe Reina situation where that does happen and he does completely fall off, and then again they're stuck in between goalkeepers because again they're committed with Alisson, but again he's not really performing. But again, I think Alisson's getting better year in year out at the minute, and nothing's saying that that's changing anytime soon. For me, I think look, he's definitely the world's best goalkeeper. I've said that year upon year, and look, I do think he's here to stay. Again, he said it multiple times. He wants to be at Liverpool for his entire career, and again, would absolutely love it. Don't listen to transfer market, as Endo is Liverpool's best DM as well. Yeah, true. Pick up Thomas was in high all and stuck at the airport. Yeah, that's pretty funny, to be fair. Yep, it's a worry. How you guys feeling about Slot? He seems to be getting a good press. Pretty decent, to be fair. Again, it's all fresh ideas, isn't it? As Avengers said, not bad so far. As ideas are good, but we need this DM. But the players seem happy with that. Again, yeah, very, very true. I'm glad to hear that. Got to say, Jurgen knew it was time to rest. His timing, I question. Good luck for the season. I hope you win it. From a Leicester fan as well. So big up Tom as well. Hopefully you don't get relegated. Because again, I like Ant in you. I did miss him at times last season, but now it's just too much. Like, just go back in your corner, Ant. But I'm kidding anyway. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts on Mamardashvili as well. Do you think he's going to be joining Liverpool? Do you think it's all a pile of nonsense? For me, right now, I would say it's a bunch of nonsense, because again, I can't see Alisson leaving. I can't see us loaning him back out, because the one rumor was because Bournemouth are also interested in him. Liverpool are going to loan him to Bournemouth for 2 years, or something like that. Again, cannot see Liverpool doing that. I'd be very, very surprised if they did do that as well. Anyway, but again, it might be the case though, and I was thinking this earlier. Bournemouth are interested in him, and it's taken a bit of time to do that. What happens when a bigger team like Liverpool get linked to him, and then we all start talking about it? Bournemouth then act quickly upon it. That's my type of feeling as well, that something like that is happening. That again, maybe a team is in for him, or Liverpool are looking to step things up. Oh, okay, we'll step things up and we'll get him in. I think that's kind of the situation it is at the minute. But if there is any other news on it, we'll of course talk about it in a later episode as well anyway. But we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys, as well. Only a short show tonight. Tomorrow, again, if there's any news, we'll be live for it at 9 p.m. the usual time as well. So if you are new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that good stuff as well. Hopefully we'll have some more news as well concerning Fabio Carvalho as well, and where he will be going. And hopefully we'll have other transfer news as well to talk about maybe tomorrow as well anyway. But if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that good stuff. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.